Look around you. Listen. Feel it. There is a silent, invisible force that animates our world. A ghost in the machine. It's the lifeblood of our civilization, a constant current of electrons we call the grid. We've built our entire existence on this flow. It cools our homes, powers our connections, and guards our collective knowledge. We take it for granted, as reliable as the sunrise. But what if it wasn't? What if, in a single, silent moment, the ghost just vanished? Not for a few hours, not for a few days, but forever. Before we dive in, if you're enjoying the video so far, please take a moment to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out and it lets me know you want more. Now, let's get back to the story. And now, the world begins to truly feel the weight of its silence. Without power, without connection, without guidance, the collapse isn't just physical, it's psychological. People scramble to adjust, but deep down, they know it's not temporary. This is no blackout. This is the end of an era. You'll see the cracks first, the small things. Traffic systems shutting down, the hum of the machines going silent, then the water. A few hours without it, and the desperation starts to set in. No faucets, no showers, no drinking water. The simple luxuries, now luxuries of the past. But there's something deeper, a sense of eerie quiet. People looking out windows, unsure. The silence isn't just the lack of power, it's the loss of control. The sudden realization that the things we rely on, our comforts, our assurances, are gone. And in that silence, we're forced to look at ourselves and wonder, what happens now? As the hours slip into the next day, the consequences of a world without electricity begin to show their true weight. The hum of our civilization, the constant pulse of technology, has been silenced. We are left with a haunting stillness, an unnatural quiet that presses in from every corner. What once felt like an endless network of conveniences now feels like a fragile house of cards, ready to collapse. In homes across the world, people begin to feel the strain. Taps run dry, refrigerators, once symbols of abundance, now hold nothing but the promise of wasted food. Hospitals, relying on backup power that won't last forever, fight to maintain life-saving equipment with rapidly dwindling resources. Their glowing lights flicker, one last fight against an inevitable darkness. Time is slipping through our fingers, and with each passing second, the world grows colder, darker, more uncertain. As the sun sets on the second day, the reality begins to sink in. This isn't a temporary setback. The normality we once knew is gone, and in its place, we are left with the raw, unfiltered truth. The world, once bustling with noise and motion, has turned into something unrecognizable. The silence is deafening, and as the days drag on, the question that lingers in the air becomes harder to ignore. How will we survive when everything that once held us up has fallen away? As the first 48 hours pass, we start to feel it. The change. The world, once humming with life, now breathes in slow, labored gasps. People still don't fully comprehend the scope of what's happened. The infrastructure we relied on, the invisible threads that connected us all, have frayed beyond repair. What we once thought was permanent, secure, is now gone. Every day that passes without power is another step into a world we've never known. The water runs dry. The hospitals struggle to stay afloat. Their backup generators flickering on borrowed time. The air is thick with uncertainty. A new reality is emerging, one where the very foundations of society, healthcare, communication, food, are no longer guaranteed. But in this struggle for survival, something else begins to emerge. The hunger for knowledge, the need to rebuild. People turn inward, looking for the tools they need to survive, to adapt. Skills that were once taken for granted, farming, carpentry, medicine, become the most valuable currency. And as we fight for our survival, we have to ask, will we rebuild a world that's more resilient, more self-sustaining? Or will we repeat the mistakes of the past, doomed to fall into the same traps of over-reliance and fragility? This new world is waiting for us, but it's not going to wait forever. The question is, will we be ready? By the end of the first year, the world has descended into a new, primitive state. Once thriving cities are now hollowed-out shells. Survivors, unable to rely on their fractured government systems, form smaller, isolated pockets of resistance. The world as we knew it, the interconnected web of commerce, communication, and convenience, is gone. Now, it's about surviving the long road ahead. The choices we make now will determine whether we thrive or simply endure. The isolation is palpable. What was once a bustling city is now a wasteland. The streets, once filled with the hum of cars and people, are eerily silent. Every step feels like a battle against the encroaching darkness. Without power, every task feels like climbing a mountain. Cooking, cleaning, gathering resources. The world isn't just without electricity. It's devoid of the very rhythm that once made it work. Food, water, medicine, these aren't luxuries anymore. They're treasures, harder to find, more precious than gold. As days bleed into weeks and then into months, the struggle for survival grows fierce. In the absence of modern conveniences, everything we've taken for granted now becomes a battle. Survival is no longer just about keeping the lights on. It's about keeping ourselves alive. The clock is ticking, supplies are dwindling, and hope is running thin. There's no more help on the way. The world is fractured, and the systems we once relied on are now ashes in the wind. In this wasteland, the old rules don't apply. Only the strong will survive. But strength alone won't be enough. We must learn to adapt or be lost forever. As time stretches on, we are forced to adapt. Survival is no longer just about the immediate, but about long-term perseverance. The world is fractured, and those who once stood together now face the task of finding meaning in a fractured existence. The age of convenience is behind us. What remains is raw survival. No longer is society measured by wealth or status, but by the tangible skills you carry. What value is knowledge when the books you once relied on are nothing more than relics? And yet, amidst this darkness, a flame flickers. In the face of the end, there is a drive to rebuild, to create something new. The future, though uncertain, is still ours to shape, but only if we have the resolve to see it through. We are standing at the precipice, and the choices we make now will define the rest of our existence. We no longer live in the world we knew, where electricity flowed like lifeblood, and the systems we took for granted functioned effortlessly. What happens when all that is gone? What happens when the world we built for convenience comes crashing down? We have no choice but to survive, to navigate this treacherous terrain and find our way. The stakes have never been higher. The question lingers, echoing in the void. Will we rise from the ashes, or will we be consumed by the collapse we created? It's not just about surviving, it's about reclaiming purpose. As we step forward into the unknown, we must decide, who are we when everything we've ever known falls apart? As the years pass, humanity begins to adapt. What was once impossible now feels like a distant memory. The world that was has gone, replaced by something born from necessity and hard-earned wisdom. We no longer rely on the systems that failed us, but instead, we build from the ground up. There's no more electricity, no more technology we once took for granted. But what we have now is something far stronger, something we didn't need to plug in to work. The people of this new world, they've found something in themselves, a resilience that couldn't be taught. It's lived, it's earned. A family works together, their hands creating what they need to survive. tools, shelter, fire. They work in rhythm, bound by the necessity of cooperation, driven by the primal instinct to continue to grow. No longer dependent on machines, we've rediscovered the value of craftsmanship, the power of the human hand. No more flickering lights, no more instant gratification. What we have now is slower, but in its slowness, there is purpose. Every step, every motion counts. The world has forced us to pay attention, to become more deliberate, more present. We may have lost our old world, but this new one, born from the ashes of the past, is ours to shape. And the beauty of it is, it's built on what truly matters: people, community, survival, and the knowledge we've gathered over generations. And maybe, just maybe, we'll find that what was taken away was never as important as what remains. The world we once knew is gone, replaced by a new reality, raw, untamed, and demanding. In this reborn world, the lessons of the past echo through the air, each one a silent reminder of the fragility of our existence. We thought we were invincible, that our creations would last forever. But the truth is, we were never in control. Now, in the wake of the Great Silence, we must rebuild from the ground up. The systems we took for granted, the technology that powered our every move, are lost. But in their place, something new is rising. An opportunity to redefine what it means to live, to thrive, and to survive. This is a world forged by necessity, where the very fabric of society is stitched together by hands that know the weight of hardship. And in the face of every challenge, we find strength. This world, though fractured, is ours to shape. It may not be the world we imagined, but it's a world worth fighting for. And in this fight, we discover not only our resilience but our humanity. What will we become in this new era? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: we are not alone in this struggle. Together we rise. Together we rebuild. The dust has settled. What was once a world of endless noise, constant movement, and unrelenting power is now a world reimagined, rebuilt. A new beginning emerges from the rubble of the old. Humanity has been forced to readapt, relearn, and re-envision what it means to live, to survive, to thrive. But with every new dawn, a question lingers. What comes next? What will we build from the lessons of a broken world?
It's not much.
In the hands of those who remain, the tools of the past have been transformed into the weapons of the future. We've learned to harness the Earth's resources in ways never before possible. Communities thrive, cities rise, and technologies evolve. But always with a sense of humility, respect, and understanding. We understand now that every action has consequences. Every decision carries weight. Will this new world be our salvation, or will we once again spiral into the same traps we set for ourselves before? The answers lie ahead, in the unexplored landscapes, in the spaces where the remnants of the old world meet the hope of the new. We stand at the edge of something extraordinary, yet fragile. The choices we make now, today, will ripple through time. Will we break free from the cycle of destruction and rebirth, or will we fall victim to the same flaws that nearly brought us to the brink? This is the age of potential. This is the age of possibility. And yet, it is also the age of reckoning. The reckoning of what it means to be human in a world forever altered. We are not merely survivors, we are architects. Architects of the future, architects of our own destiny. So what will we build? What legacy will we leave behind for those who come after us? In this new world, the answer is not found in technology alone. It is found in the hearts and minds of those who dare to dream of something better. It is found in every small act of kindness, in every new idea born from necessity. It is found in the courage to imagine a future where we are no longer defined by our failures, but by our resilience, our compassion, and our unwavering determination to build a world worth inheriting. The truth is, we've only scratched the surface of what happens when the world loses its pulse. The first wave of collapse is only the beginning. The world may not return to what it once was. You see, when the foundation crumbles, everything built upon it shakes. From the ashes, a new world must emerge. But what kind of world will it be? One where survivors are left to rebuild, piece by piece, to recover what was lost? Or will it all unravel, falling apart entirely, as the systems that held us together slip away, never to return? The answers aren't easy to find, because there's no one left to guide us. The world we knew, complex, interconnected, dependent on fragile systems, is gone. The rules have changed, and the stakes have never been higher. We're not talking about a future defined by progress and ease. No, the future we're facing is one where survival means reinventing every aspect of life from the ground up. And yet, somehow, humanity endures. From the ruins, we find strength. In the aftermath of chaos, new communities emerge, finding their footing amidst the rubble. It's a fight for survival. But more than that, it's a fight for meaning. The legacy of our old world may have crumbled, but the human spirit is not so easily erased. What we face is not just a challenge, it's an opportunity to reimagine society, to take what we've learned and build something better. This is the moment where we decide how humanity's story will continue, from the brink of collapse to a future we create together. But the question remains, will we rise or will we falter? And with that, we reach the end of our journey, one of transformation, survival, and rediscovery. Humanity, having weathered the storms, faces a new dawn. A dawn where resilience and ingenuity have carved a path forward, and hope shines through the remnants of the old world. We've learned the harsh lessons, and now the future is ours to rebuild. But the question remains, what will we do with it? How will we shape this new world? The choice is ours. The future is forged, not downloaded. Thank you for joining me on this incredible journey. If you enjoyed this, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all the new stories. And of course, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below. What do you think about the future we've explored together? Your feedback and thoughts truly help the channel grow. Thanks again for watching.